So we are the Librarian. You start knowing that one or two players is a particular outsider. Interesting. Well, what outsiders do we have again? Butler, recluse, saint, drunk. Well, I won't get shown the drunk, so it'll be a recluse or a saint. Oh, excuse me. Totally depends on if there's a poisoner in game. There'll definitely be at least one outsider.
Hello, Jay.
Hello.
Would you like to know your librarian information?
Yes, please.
Alright, you know that one of Chris or Emma is the saint.
Okay, thank you very much.
Chris and Emma.
Yep.
I said that right. Alright.
Chris and Emma, thank you.
Alright, I will see you in the morning.
Alright. So, my plan is going to be speak to one of them, probably my neighbour Emma, and I'm going to claim Saint and see how that goes. Either it will go through. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily mean they're evil, but I do know that one of them is Saint. I really hope one of them isn't the demon as well, that'd be harsh.
Good morning, Ravens of Bluff.
Good morning.
Morning.
And you all wake up, come out of your cottages. Just another day in Ravenswood Bluff. Nobody here is new. One moved in a few months ago. You haven't had anyone come here in a while. And as you look up to that clock tower you've always known, and in some cases hated, you notice, oh no, I'm dead again on one of the arms of the clock tower. Like I said, another normal day in Ravenswood. Well, as all of you now know, that means there is a demon loose in Ravenswood Bluff, and you must find that demon and execute them. Have fun. I will go ahead and set a timer. 7 minutes.
Emma, do you want to go and probably lie to each other again?
Yeah, we can. I'll follow you.
Jay, you want to go?
Let me get my.
Yeah, sure. Follow you. Hello.
Oh,
I
am your butler.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I completely trust that. I'm the librarian. I saw Emma or Chris as the saint.
Okay.
So I was hoping to get a chat to one of those two.
So that means that it's a Baron game?
Yes, it must do. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's a very good point as well. Look at this. I'm kind of curious if you hear anybody who's got information on me, you know, get sort of like a confirmation chain going. That could be useful. But my...
Evil.
You what's that, sorry?
Are you evil?
No, I'm the librarian.
Nah.
But I'm gonna basically speak to Chris or Emma, and I'm gonna claim saint to both of them. I'm
Okay.
hoping one of them, like the real saint, will like say no, I'm the saint, and the other person. Again, the thing is, it doesn't necessarily mean the other person's evil, but if I can find the saint, then we can like stop them getting executed.
Okay, doke.
All right.
Fine.
And like at night when I'm doing computer stuff, but I had a phone call that I had to take and I couldn't hold off on, so that's why I was kind of like away. So, but I didn't want to hold up the game. So
Yeah. I'm about the same. I've only played like maybe 20 to 30.
yeah, I enjoy it. It's good. It's good. Mental relief from like work and stuff like that, from like being outside and working.
Distraction. Anyone else want to chat?
Emma, could we have a chat?
Yes, I'd love to.
You want to go chat, Kermit?
Hello.
Hello,
So I feel like hard claiming to you.
my neighbour.
Yeah.
I'll claim to the person before.
So I am the saint.
Oh, really, Jay?
Yeah.
That's funny. You should say that you're the saint.
Why is that? Okay, actually, you know what? So the reason I've got you here, I'm like happy enough now. I'm the librarian. I saw you and Chris as the saint.
Wait, for real?
Yes, hence why I've just literally come out and
my
claimed saint to you,
fucking
because I knew
That's
that would be your
literally
reaction.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I literally just went to Fraser and I was like, I'm only telling you, and I'm the saint, and I'm gonna bluff for something powerful, and let's hope I die.
So there is
Oh my God,
a
that's
baron
so
in
good.
play, because Linny is the butler. I'm her master.
Oh, I'll note that down. Unless, did you tell her about the librarian thing beforehand?
I told it was on you two, you and Chris.
Me and
But
Chris.
yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure you didn't like plot something with Linny and one of you's a spy.
No,
You
like,
could-
if
you
it-
could
I
be a
mean,
spy for all I know.
well, I mean, I could, but I wouldn't be coming to a saint saying I know you're the saint, and like it's a bit of a waste.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
Okay.
yeah, again, it's just
So
now at least
librarian,
good.
Tina Saint, Linny's the butler. So
Yeah,
baron.
so there is a baron in play.
okay, I mean that's probably the best one to have.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
So do you want to swap claims then, and I'll claim saint? Well, actually, you know what? It's
The
pointless.
librarian's not.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pointless.
I don't want a
isn't it?
virgin to be like, oh, nominate me then, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about claiming. I was gonna put like soldier and mayor, and then maybe they'll do like a poison kill on me and just waste a poison. Oh no, wait, there's no poisoner. Now I can throw that theory out the window. I was gonna try and get poison killed.
Yeah. So I don't know who the other outsider is. There's obviously a third.
Well, it's probably a drunk. Then, might as
Yeah.
well make
So
it
that
drunk.
means somebody's town info we can't trust.
Okay, let's keep that in mind when we hear town people.
What did you
I'm just
learn
gonna
from your first
claim-
chat? Did you learn anything?
My first chat. I hard claim with Fraser. I told him on the same. I won't share just in case you are the spy. well-
Okay.
Well, I guess I can share.
I mean, I'm gonna say I'm happy to trust it, but as a spy, like coming straight to a saint would be a very
Yeah, exactly.
weird.
Yeah. He told me he's a soldier.
Oh, actually, yeah,
I
and
mean,
also
you're
as
either,
well.
You're either the spy, you already know. Or
Yeah,
you're good.
Absolutely, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, he told me he's a soldier.
Perfect.
And then
Thank
I
you.
said saint, and I wasn't going to tell anyone else. Now the cat's out of the bag.
Well,
But
again,
I'm
not.
gonna tell anyone else though.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, I might actually go to Linny and tell her that you aren't the saint, or that I spoke to you and you didn't claim a saint, and then
Oh,
I can
yeah,
just be
yeah.
like, look, sorry, Linny, I lied. Emma is the saint. But again, I don't understand why Linny would dash straight for me wanting to chat and claim Butler of all things.
Don't tell her I'm the saint just in case she's.
Yeah, I won't. Like
I
I said, I
really
did see
would
between you
like
two.
to die. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
All right.
Should we go back so we don't look so suspicious?
Yeah, true. All right.
Like, they're talking for ages. Alright, thank you.
Bye.
G, do you want to have a very quick chat?
Yeah, sure. I'll follow you.
Alright.
Hello. Yeah. How are you?
Hello. Are you up for doing some hard claims?
Yeah, if you want to go first.
Cool, investigator.
Okay. I'm suddenly not going any further with my hard claim because I don't believe that. I'll give you a second chance to try again.
Undertaker.
Do you want a third chance?
Nope.
No. Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess let me pick two out then. As soon as you've given me two, I'm the investigator or chef. We'll go with.
No reason not to trust you. Oh,
Alright.
welcome
Well,
back.
thank you. I appreciate that. However, guess I should look at the chat and see who I'm talking to. So I can.
Hello, As you all gather back in Town Square, discussions are open.
I think there might be. I spoke to 3 people today, and 2 of them told me they were outsiders. So I think we could have a
Yeah.
Baron in play.
I've heard
Yeah,
a few
that
potential outside claims as well.
If those 2 people are like legit, are actual outsiders, then just keep in mind we have a drunk. So if there is a townsfolk out there that's getting a bit weird information, they could be drunk.
I might just come out with my claim.
I don't think you
In fact,
should.
no,
If
I'm
it-
not. I'm
if
not.
it-
I'm
what
not
you
going to
told-
do that today. I might
If you
have
told
lied
me the
out.
truth, did you lie to me?
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're telling the truth, you don't want
Perhaps.
to come out with that claim.
Yeah, if you told me the truth on the first convo, I don't think you should come out with that.
I think
Who's
me and
the-
you, Emma,
Who's the other
tomorrow.
person that said?
The other person. what?
No, actually, it's
No, but no, it was Chris that I had actually. I put it on the wrong person.
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
thinking. I didn't speak to you, so I was like,
Yeah.
now you have my claim.
Spy.
Oh.
No, it's because I put it on my note on the wrong person.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, that I can see how that happened. It's sat next to each other.
Yeah.
I do it sometimes when they have like the same, like similar names, or the first letter on the name is the same.
Yeah.
Put the notes on the wrong one.
I do it if I'm trying to do multiple things at once. I'll do one thing and be like in other games because this is only my second game of this. But
Yeah, yeah. Does anyone have anything to go off, or virgins maybe?
Not heard anything like that.
no.
We'll see.
We could go for one of the
I'll-
outsider claims, just in case one of the
I'm an
outsiders-
outsider. I'm happy to die.
You happy to die, Lenny?
Happy to die. I'm not the saint.
Prove that- Okay. Like, just to prove that you're not an evil hiding behind an outsider is what I was thinking, but...
Right.
I mean, to be honest, I think I trust you.
Yeah, I definitely trust Lenny.
Yeah,
I am an
think
annoying outsider. Please kill me.
I will.
Um,
definitely
No,
take
but
nomination.
isn't it, like, we might as well go for people that are bad. I think you are legit.
Nominations
Kind of
are now
agree.
open, so
It's not the kind of game where we directly need to kill anyone.
No, I mean, we don't really need to. We could just get info.
Obviously, there's roles that are better info gatherers if we do.
So, I'm happy to die in the off chance we've got an Undertaker, because I'm starting to form a little chain. So, is nominations open?
yes.
Jay nominates Jay.
Okay, Jay. Tell us why you are a grave threat to Ravenswood Bluff.
So I'm a once only info role, and I have my info.
Okay, Jay, what is your defense to Jay's accusation?
Please don't kill me. He's lying.
Okay, well, would anyone like to add anything to Jay's nomination of Jay?
I think if we have an Undertaker, this will be really good for town.
Yeah.
Before we vote, Jay, you said that you're a first night information role. Without telling us your information, do you want to tell us what role you are?
No, that's not
No,
good
no,
for
no,
the
no.
Undertaker.
Defeats the purpose of.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of defeats. There's not really much point in doing that just now.
I do know Jay has claimed to someone. So there's someone that does know Jay's initial claim. So we'll know if the Undertaker's drunk or poisoned, less likely to get that claim.
I'm happy to come out with it. So I'm the chef, and I got a 1.
Oh, you should have let the Undertaker.
Well,
Yeah, so-
seeing as we're starting to drift off from the actual nomination itself, if nobody else has anything they would like to add, I will go ahead and run the vote.
Okay.
Give people a chance to put their hands up. 4 is needed to execute. I'll asterisk your mic is like coming through with the sounds from.
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't have a headset. Sorry.
So yeah, I just want to say as well, we don't have a spy because it is a Baron game.
5 is enough.
I
Jay
think so,
on the
yeah.
block.
So the,
Nomination's still open. Second call.
Unless there's 2 outsiders and one's just evil lying. But yeah, I also think it might be a Baron game.
gonna say
Well,
the
you mean
2
we can't
outsiders.
have either 1 or 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could just be like there's one legit outsider and then the other one's lying, pretending it's a Baron game, making us think there's a drunk.
Yeah, so like 2.
I don't think
so
that's the case. I'm just
Yeah,
playing
I
out.
don't either. But
drunk
it is a
plus 2 the other
possibility.
2. Yeah.
I do think it's more likely there's a Baron game.
Yeah. It seems a bit harsh to put Baron in just 5 players. So then there would be what, 3 outsiders
Yeah.
and 3 townsfolk. Oof.
Then again,
That's
though,
not
the way this
hard.
has worked out, this definitely like we could have a very
Oh,
good
yeah.
confirmation chain.
There would be
Yeah,
2
that's
towns
true.
full. There's 5. Going to
Alright.
fall.
I will go ahead and push for nominations.
I would like to nominate Zen of Kermit nominates Fraser.
Zen of Kermit nominates Fraser. Alright, Kermit. Tell us why you're nominating Fraser.
Well, they're sitting right across from me, and I can see their horns.
I'm
Wow,
down.
bold accusation. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, Fraser, your defense.
Yeah, sorry, I
Apparently
forgot to remove them, but yeah, I think I'd rather stick with what we've got today.
Okay, well, if anyone else has anything to add, I will go ahead and run the vote. 6 is needed to execute, 5 to tie.
Get him. He's got horns. Apparently.
2 is not enough. Jay is still on the block. I will push for nominations. If I don't get any in the next few seconds, I will go ahead and bring the day to a close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jay is executed and dies. Congratulations, the game continues. Good night, everyone.
I regret nothing.
Good night.
Okay.
Show you where the changes, and this is where you should put your business name. And your tagline describes what you do, or gives you more information about what it is. So I'm just going to put step not always going to look like that. That is kind of ugly. I don't really like that. So we're going to remove that and make our website look much better a little bit later. But alright, that is how you add your title and tagline. But now our website is blank, so the next thing that we're going to do is add pages to our website. To do that, tagline. But now, so the next thing that we're going to do is edit our menu.
Wait, what if I'm poisoned?
And click visit site.
No, I can't be. Surely not.
And we're going to add links to this part right here. And we're also going to remove this space right here. So let's click on customize and let's click on top bar. Then click general and uncheck enable top bar. That will remove this space up here. Alright, once we do that,
Oh, what if it's a drunk Undertaker? Who's the drunk?
Good morning, Ravens of Bluff.
Good morning.
Morning.
As you all come out of your cottages and gather in the town square, you notice that someone taking a midnight stroll seems to have been shot by a sniper rifle. Linny.
Weird choice.
Shot by a sniper rifle.
That's a really weird choice.
By the way,
So there's a sniper in game.
I will say, as a storyteller, I let the demon pick how they kill the person.
Nice. I actually don't think
Wait,
it's a
how did
weird
they
choice
kill?
if we believe that Jay
Gee,
is
do you want to
actually
have a
the
chat
shot.
again?
So, Linny, were you what I got
Gee, do
told
you want to
you
have a
were?
chat?
Yes, I do, Fraser.
Is that Emma?
You were the outside, yeah?
Yeah.
Like 100%. Okay.
Hello.
Alright.
So, Mr. Undertaker.
Yeah, I did not see you as the chef, so... Are you sure you want to stick with that?
Yep, what did you see me as?
I saw you as the investigator, so...
Oh, so you really are the Undertaker? No,
Well,
you know
either
what?
that, or either that, or you're a spy and there's been some misunderstanding on your bluff.
So you know one outsider, correct?
Sorry?
You know one outsider, is that correct?
I'm aware of 2, actually.
Oh, perfect. So then it has to be a Baron game. There
claims.
can't be a spy.
Assuming they're good, yeah, but I think they are. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
me
know,
too.
but I think they are.
So Linny and Emma.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, I'm just going to stop pretending a little bit now. I think it's probably more useful. So straight away, well, not straight away actually, but when Emma came back into Town Square, I hard claimed Saint to her, obvious reasons. I'm the Librarian, and I saw Emma or Chris as the Saint, and Emma's reaction told me she was the Saint. She told me your role. So, well, assuming you are actually the soldier. Again, you know what? Don't even confirm or deny it. It's absolutely fine. I just know you're not the Undertaker. Hence why, when you were listing roles, I wasn't buying any of them. But that's what I'm on about, like a confirmation chain. So I will try and speak to a few people and see if there actually is an Undertaker. My worry has been in the night if the Undertaker's the drunk. But I just don't know what other info.
What information? What was your information again?
Emma or Chris is the Saint.
All right. Okay.
So that's why I was like, yeah, happy to die, and I believe Emma and Linny are both good. And to be honest, I believe you're good as well.
Okay. That means I think Asterix might be a good execution. Kermit with a weird nomination day 1, but I don't know.
So I'll speak to him and
that.
see if he's the Undertaker. So yeah, I'm going to go back to Town
that
Square
might
and
be
grab him
useful.
now.
Yeah.
Asterix, could we have a chat?
Sure thing. Where would you like to go?
Kitchen. Hello. I'm sort of like doing a quick visit round. I'm trying to find an Undertaker if we have one in play, because obviously they're not going to come out. I'm dead now. So, are you the Undertaker by any chance?
I can confirm that I am not the Undertaker, unfortunately.
You aren't, okay. Do you want to claim at all?
I'm cool to give you 2 and let you figure it out.
Sure, go for it.
Alright. Ravenkeeper Mare.
Ravenkeeper Mayor, okay. And obviously I am the chef with 1. I'm kind of curious if we've got a recluse somewhere too, because that would mean my chef 1 could be with them.
So is everybody dead set on this being a Baron game? Because we had the 2 teams?
So the people I've spoke to are like some people I've spoke to. I've spoke to one outsider, and I've heard a hard claim of another from somebody I trust. So, but right, I am going to jump back into town. I've not spoke to Cass yet, and like I said, I'm on my Undertaker hunt.
All right, go ahead. Sounds good. Good
All
talking
right.
to you.
All right. And Cass, could we have a chat?
Yes.
If you're not, yeah.
Exactly who I was hoping to talk to.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing the rounds trying to find a potential Undertaker.
No, I'm not the Undertaker. However, I can confirm you're good.
Okay, and how is that then?
I'm the fortune teller. Night 1, I checked you and Leni and got a no.
Okay,
So
cool.
unless I am drunk, you are good.
Yeah, again, I'm worried about who's the drunk.
Yeah. So there is a piece of information that could lead to an answer about that.
What's that, sorry?
So basically, if you are drunk,
Mm-hmm.
specifically you, then Chris is lying. And that relies on a different potential claim.
Right. Um.
But basically, I've had two people give me 2 roles,
Yeah.
and both of them have had Raven Keeper on.
Okay.
And
Okay.
specifically, Chris's, if the other person is the Raven Keeper,
Yeah.
can't be true.
Yeah.
If you are the drunk, in the way that I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
agree.
what I'm currently thinking.
Right. So I'm gonna.
Because
Oh, sorry. Go on. I do want to just quickly jump around
Yeah.
as many people as I can today.
really quickly, because if you're not drunk,
Yeah.
that means either Emma and Chris are evil, Chris
Yeah.
and Fraser are evil, or Asterix and Zed are evil.
Right. Perfect. Well, yeah, we'll try and catch up tomorrow
Yeah.
and see what other info you get.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Right. Thank you.
Kermit, could we have a chat?
I have realized I forgot to set the timer, so I'm
sure.
going to go ahead and grab the other 2.
Oh.
And come up private combos. Oh, welcome back. I realized I forgot to set the timer. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I will go ahead and open up discussions, though.
Has anyone got anything?
So I couldn't find my Undertaker, if there is one. But obviously they're not going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you're the chef number 1, right?
Yes. I'm wondering, have we got Recluse as well? That would possibly help with my Chef 1.
Honestly, a recluse coming out just now might just solve the game. At least for the most part.
A recluse coming out would be pretty good, actually. Is there any recluses?
Okay, so we definitely have somebody drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have a drunk.
Yeah.
They're the 3 outsiders.
In which case, there are basically 2 situations.
So, Cass, one
and
sec.
it's about whether or not Jay's drunk.
So I don't think I am. I will tell you more tomorrow. Like I said, I was trying to make our chat brief, but I'm pretty happy to dismiss me being drunk.
But then, if you're not drunk, we need to look at the other townsfolk.
Yes, absolutely.
I could be drunk. Whoever else, any of us could be drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, especially if someone's getting info, they're more likely to be drunk because generally you put it on a stronger roll, right? Well, I mean,
I'm honestly inclined to sleep today, and then we definitely execute at 5 and presumably 3.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Alright, I will go ahead and
Wait,
open
hold on.
nominations then.
If we execute today, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No,
Then it goes
we
down.
have 2 executions left, basically regardless of what we do, unless we really lock into executing today and a protection at night, or a sunk kill. But really we're going to have 2 executions left. I think we sleep today and execute tomorrow, and then
Why
execute
would we
again a final 3.
Is sleeping not wasting?
No, because we get that execution tomorrow anyway.
It's because
We
we're
either
on an
use it
even
today-
number.
I'm just going to say this down because I don't know if you guys heard me. Nominations are open.
Because Emma, if we're
Yeah, I was
if
just
we go
calculating
down
it.
one number,
Say
we'll still be
one's
at the same
executed
number.
and then one's dead in the night, then we go to 4. So then we can't execute again, right? So
Yeah.
either way, we only have 1 execution left until the end. Like until.
Well, 2 including final day, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Oh my god, it feels so short.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's sleep and then the good people can just get more info.
I think it's worth
I
at least
agree.
nominating 1 or 2
I
people.
will go ahead and push for any nominations.
Go for
I
it.
mean, if someone's alive and wants to nominate, they can.
No, I think the only reason to push for a nomination in this script is if we've got a virgin claim.
No, I
I
think
will
there's
say if there's a virgin, I
other-
would think they should come out now.
Yeah, that's
but,
statement. But I think there's plenty of other reasons to nominate. I mean, you can look at voting patterns.
Last call for nomination.
I'm gonna nominate Emma because everyone seems gun shy in this village.
Alright. Kermit, right? Nominate Emma.
And if Kermit nominates Emma.
Alright. Kermit. Tell us why Emma is a grave threat to Ravens with Love.
Like I just said, there's reasons to nominate people every day, even if we don't execute, even if we decide to sleep on it. I haven't talked with Emma yet this game, so I just kind of want to hear her talk.
Yeah, I agree with what you mean by looking at voting patterns and nominations, but I think we're not going to get any nominations through whatsoever, so I don't know if it will help. Yeah, we haven't spoke. I haven't spoken to like 2 people here yet. So far, kind of just sticking to my trusted people at the moment. But we can talk tomorrow.
If nobody has anything else to add, I will go ahead and run the vote.
So I want to add, and obviously I don't think we are going to get this through, but Emma is a really useful townsfolk to keep alive.
Yeah, especially.
And also Zen, I haven't heard anything from you either. If you do trust me, yeah, trust Emma.
I didn't hear that last bit. Did you?
Oh, so I said if you trust me, then you can trust Emma.
Okay. I would like an explanation about that tomorrow.
Sure thing.
Is this vote going round or?
I was wondering, are we?
Yeah.
I think Tim got called
You
away.
can. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All good. Well, let's do a little hand workout, guys.
Yep.
Once you come back now and start the vote.
Starts there, then we've all got. So, imagine. Oh god.
I mean, currently I'm doing a bit of a mouth workout.
Oh yeah.
So this is why I don't play
Mouth
with
on mouth.
hand, just in case they start the vote up.
So has anybody, whilst we've got time to chat, let's solve this game. Has anyone else got any starting info?
Alright, sorry about
Oh, look at that! I jinxed it.
So I come back, and everyone in the village is waving their hands out. So
Put your hands in the air like you just.
Alright.
I mean, if you'd gone a couple more seconds, I would have tried to get everyone to do a Mexican wave.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Do you want, Tim, do you want to switch the timer to 1 second? I mean, if you're comfortable.
I just go with 1.5 to give people some time. But in that case, with the wave, I will be right back.
Okay. Are we trying for the wave now?
Yeah.
Let's
Wait,
try
again.
for the wave.
Who's starting this wave?
Linny can start, and then
It's already.
this isn't gonna work, is it?
Yeah, Linny, you start. 3, 2, 1. And clockwise, obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, is Asterix here?
Yeah, here.
It's
just tell me.
it is a Mexican wave. It's just not in order.
Yeah.
I think this is turning into like some sort of Lithuanian wave.
Oh, there we go. That's fixed it.
I should have said Irish wave.
I thought you meant the wave in the chat. I was trying to find the wave icon.
No.
It's like an AI bot that's just starting to learn how to do the wave.
Yeah, after a few tries it would get there. Learns from its mistakes.
Right, if you're evil, put your hand up.
This is this has been a very long nomination. Sorry about that. I will go ahead and run the vote. 3 is muted.
Now let's do the next way.
What was the argument in defence again?
Oh, Jesus
I forgot I even nominated.
Okay, at least I give myself 1 vote.
1 is not enough.
Time cry check, guys.
I saw 4 votes there actually.
I will go ahead and push for nomination.
You what?
If nobody else wants to nominate, I will bring the day to a close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody's executed, and nobody dies. Obviously, the game is now over. No, it's not. Continues. Good night.
We Mexican wave the demon out of here.
Alright, so we found the triangle, and now I'm going to make it bigger. Now, if we move this layers panel, you can see the plot hiding behind it. Okay, so just click on it, and if we adjust it, we can see in the top right the dimensions. And the dimensions, again, if we look on the website, need to be
So I'm definitely getting evil vibes off Kermit. So there isn't an Undertaker or Empath. Imp Fortune Teller.
Good morning. As you all walk out into the town square, it's yet another day in Ravenswood Bluff. When you see the remains of Kermit, squished by an anvil that has apparently fallen from the top of the clock tower.
Who's Kermit?
Zen of Kermit.
Zen of Kermit.
Oh, sorry. I was like looking on the side. I was like, who the fuck's Kermit? I was reading that name as Zeno. I didn't even look at the rest of the name.
Are you North American?
I will go ahead and set a timer. You guys have 4 minutes.
Jay, did you want to chat?
Yeah, let's go. Tasty Kitchen. Right, hello.
Hi.
So, obviously I'm the chef with a 1. Do you want a hard claim back?
Yeah, I want to believe that you're true. I'm actually the recluse, so I was trying to get killed at night, posing as an info gathering role, like the fortune teller or something like that.
Right.
So I'm very curious why you were trusting Emma.
I've basically heard a fortune teller ping on her.
Wait, you're a fortune teller ping on her?
Yes.
I'm confused. Why would you trust her then?
Because
you know how a fortune teller works, right?
Yes.
Are you saying that she's the fortune teller, or are you saying that someone has read her as?
Okay, yeah, she's the fortune teller.
Okay. Okay. I'm very curious to hear her info when we get to that point.
So do you know anything about Chris or Asterix? Mainly Asterix, obviously he's your neighbour.
Yeah, Asterix has been very dodgy so far. I suspect they're a top 4, like one of the top 4 roles: a washerwoman, librarian, investigator, chef. However, if they are, I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have hinted at it at least. So
yeah,
I'm not. The problem is that if your chef 1 is correct, then that means Linny star passed, maybe, because I know I'm not evil. So I don't know how she could be evil over there.
Have you spoke to Chris at all?
Chris, yes, Chris. I suspect could be an outsider, but I'm not sure.
And what makes you think that?
Just based on their claims.
Which were
How much do I trust you?
because I'm not 100% sure on Fraser.
On Fraser. Oh yeah. Fraser was well, yeah. They gave me one claim. They said they could confirm you, but you openly claim chef, so that's a really easy bluff, right?
Yeah. So what do you know about Chris?
Chris, I suspect is the saint, or they're just evil.
Okay, you think the saint
So, I need the butler. I'm the recluse. Chris could be the saint. That means there's not a drunk. But I think Chris might just be evil. With Fraser, or it could be, any of cast through Emma inclusive. My mind. Unless Linny star passed, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah, potential. Right, I'm going to try and speak. Oh, I was going to try and speak to Asterix, but yeah, right. Okay, this chat's been insightful. Why didn't you come out as a recluse? Any?
Like I explained to Tim, I was trying to, bluff as a info gathering role so that I get killed at night.
Right.
Because I think that's the best way you can play recluse, at least for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to clarify. The recluse can still register as evil if they're dead.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But I mean, it's still better I die than the actual fortune teller.
You two only have about 15 seconds left.
Okay, yeah, let's head back to the town then.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome back.
Hello.
I was going to
The days
Town square.
Are we or Whispers are close?
So.
Maybe someone you did. You may have a discussion.
So has anybody heard of an Undertaker?
Oh yeah, Jay, did Undertaker come to you, Jay?
No, not yet. That's why I'm like, this is my last ditch effort to find an Undertaker, because
it's probably not then. I feel like they would have came to you in day 2, if they didn't go in day 1.
I mean, obviously, yeah, they don't want to come straight to me. I do get that, but so I don't think we have got an Undertaker then.
It is me, the Undertaker. Ha demon, kill me.
However, on some conversations I've had, I have reason to believe you might be drunk, Jay.
I strongly doubt that.
I don't think Jay's drunk.
Yeah, I don't think he's drunk either.
Who was the second not drunk? It's a suspicion, not necessarily, because there's 3 people I still haven't managed to talk to yet.
So
just keep in mind,
who haven't you spoke to, Cass?
I've not spoke to Asterix, Zen, or Fraser alone yet.
There is a drunk out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think that drunk is Jay, so I'm fairly confident it is somebody else.
So, Chris, are you an information role without outing?
No.
You're not an information role, so I doubt you're drunk.
I mean, it's metagaming to assume that, like, the storyteller can make anyone drunk.
True, absolutely.
But basically, on the conversations I've had and all that kind of stuff, there's 2 worlds: Jay's drunk or Chris is lying. Basically.
Does that include the world of the roles that I gave you?
I'm gonna help everyone. I'm gonna help everyone do some more world building. I'm actually the recluse. I was trying to pose as an info gathering role, so I got killed at night. In case there is.
Who said that?
This is Anna Kermit.
No. That means we don't have a drunk.
Potential.
Well, potentially. If Linny's the butler and I'm the recluse, there's still another outsider, so it could be a drunk.
Well, I have heard of a saint.
I've heard Saint claim. as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The saint. I mean, the saint could be evil. Could be an evil
Yeah.
hiding behind saint. But I trust the person that has told saint to me.
Me too.
That spices things up. Why didn't you want to say before that you were the recluse?
Like I said, I
will.
wanted to pose
You were
as
just
a
trying to get
strong
killed.
role, so I got killed in case there is a fortune teller or empath or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Before this discussion continues, I will say nominations are open.
So,
Okay, we need to.
so
Someone.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't heard. Well, I've heard a claim off somebody, but
Cool.
I think I know the evil team potentially. I've got 3 players marked as evil.
This is a 2 evil game.
Yeah, I know. So obviously one of them isn't.
Yes,
Cass,
Emma.
the world that you were building between Chris and Jay, if it includes the roles that I told you, maybe just disregard it a little bit.
Yeah.
Without saying too much.
Both
I mean, I may have
with
lied.
and without
I
the
may
stuff
not have.
you've said.
Okay, even without the stuff I've said, it's still
Yeah.
there. Oh, okay, then keep it in. Alright, I didn't want like a
Yeah.
potential lie from me to like kill a good player or something. I was like, oh no.
So, Emma, do you think it's a good? So, obviously on day 1, I told you the truth.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good time now to come out?
I think I could still have power toward the end of the game, but I'm not opposed. It's up to you.
Well,
I'm not opposed.
I don't have to out my info.
You do what you want to do.
I don't think you need to out.
mind.
I don't think roles necessarily need to be out for specific people, but I think you telling us the 3 people you're most suspicious of might be helpful.
So Chris, Asterix, and Zen.
I mean, I think Chris and Asterix probably.
Oh, you think Zen?
Zen less so.
But that doesn't add up with Jade's information then, if that's the case.
Yeah, no, if Zen is the recluse, then Asterix could be the demon.
Yes, that would.
Okay. I'm not the chef.
Yeah, we should just say.
I'm not
Yeah,
the chef.
There's no chef unless someone else is the chef.
But nobody's counterclaimed me at all.
Yeah, I'm the chef, by the way. Nah, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
Are you actually? I was like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not the chef.
I told 2 people know my role, even though initially I lied to them both, and then told them my role because they saw through my lie. But yeah.
Well, 2 people know what I am.
I mean, I don't.
I will go ahead and do second call for nominations.
So could
we do,
someone nominate
okay,
Chris? I'd
should
like
we
to
do-
hear.
Oh, do you want Chris more than Asterix?
I think Asterix is the better choice.
That's what I was
Okay.
thinking, but-
Yeah. Okay. I'm
but,
happy to
I
go
mean,
with
I
that.
trust you, Jay.
Yeah, go with Asterix.
Okay, Emma nominates Asterix.
Emma? Okay. Emma nominates Asterix. Emma, tell us why Asterix is a grave threat to Ravenswood Bluff.
I haven't actually spoke to Asterix, and from what I've heard from Cass, if Cass's info was with my lie in it, then Chris could just be an innocent bystander. So I think I'm trusting Cass at the moment. So it could be Asterix as an evil next to a potential another evil player, or next to a recluse. I don't know. There's not really much info to go on. I'm not sure.
I will go ahead and hand the floor to Asterix. What is your defense?
Okay, so I don't know if anyone has confirmed Zeno of being a recluse. So if the chef ping is correct, then that doesn't necessarily mean that it's me. Emma's argument is based off of something Cass said. However, I don't know exactly what was said. It was too vague to actually put together, so I can't trust that argument. If I am not nominated, or after the vote goes through, I plan on nominating Frazier, because I don't know what Frazier is, and based off of his bluffs, Emma had said that it was a power that was good for end of the game, and that's not what I heard. So, that's all I got. Nominate me, but I know my counter nomination.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they would like to add?
I have something to add. I have something to add. Can I just ask Jay, if you're not the chef? I mean, now is not the time to be misdirecting the village. So, like, come out with your info as soon as possible. I know it's not related to the nomination. I'm just saying it was part of the reason for Emma nominating them, though.
Since it's not related, I'm going to just run the vote real quick. Then you can ask Jay what's going on. All right. Ghost, be mindful of your vote. 3 to kill.
Here we get 3, and then we can be more if we need. I'm happy to do someone else if Town thinks this isn't good.
I mean, I think it's not good. Does that help?
Yeah, I know, and you sounded legit in your defense. That's why I'm not sure.
3 is enough. Asterix on the block.
Asterix would like to nominate Frazier.
Asterix nominates Frazier. Asterix, tell us why Frazier is being nominated.
In today's deliberation, a statement was made by Emma saying that Frazier's power may be more beneficial at the end of the game. Based off of the claims that I received from Frazier in multiple conversations, I've not been led to believe that to be the case. So I believe that Frazier may still be lying about their role. I think Frazier is a bad one, potentially, and I think the only thing that can change my mind is if Frazier comes out.
All right, Frazier.
I don't remember what I claimed to you, but I don't think I told you the truth. I don't know. The nomination seemed a bit panicky, though. I don't know. If you want to kill me today instead of tomorrow. I'd rather be executed today instead of tomorrow, so... yeah. That's all I've got to say. I'll break a tie. Other than that, I think this is probably the best execution we've got.
Alright. If nobody else has anything to add, I will run the vote. 3 to tie, 4 to execute.
I want to ask Jay and Looney. You can run the vote. Jay and Looney, how do you feel about Fraser? Would you want to get it off Asterix onto Fraser?
I don't think so, but I don't have any other
I'm not going to tie it then.
info on Fraser, unfortunately. I really want to speak to Cass tomorrow, potentially.
Alright. 1 is not enough. Oops, I just
Asterix, did you claim a role?
Not yet. I've given 2 different roles I could be. So.
Okay.
And I can confirm that I am one of those 2 roles. Each of those roles probably isn't the best to kill during the day, though.
Alright, I will go ahead and push for nominations. Final call.
Asterix, did you tell anyone your role? Like your correct role?
The only person who knows for sure what I am is Kermit.
Alright, well, if there are no more nominations, I will bring the day to a close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Asterix is executed and dies. And my congratulations go to nobody because the game continues.
Oh.
Good night, everyone.
It's never going to be a soldier claim. what's your thoughts on solving this then?
Me?
Yeah. So day one, I went to Emma, claimed saint. She like laughed and went, "Oh really?" I went, "Yep, I'm the saint." I went, "Why?" And she went, "Oh, I know you're not." And I went, basically, yeah. So she said that she was the saint. So that confirms my librarian info of seeing Emma or Chris as the saint. Cast night one checked me and Linny and got a no as the fortune teller. Both me and Linny died night one. Kermit came out super late claiming recluse when I was claiming a chef one. But obviously that was a lie because I basically don't want the saint in final three. I'm really hoping Emma dies in the night. But Emma said Fraser just hard claimed soldier to her. So
Good morning, Ravens of Bluff. And as you all gather into the town square, you notice something different about one of the essential aspects of this town. You notice that the town's guillotine has someone in it who was not supposed to be in it. It seems that Cass has been forcefully shoved into the guillotine and executed.
Oh, wow.
okay.
That
You switched
blows.
to Jay.
I don't know that anyone's gonna want to have private conversations, though. If you do, I will put 2 minutes on the clock.
Actually, yeah, I do want a private conversation.
Yeah.
Chris, can I just have a chat with you, please?
I thought Cass was.
Okay.
I'm glad you died, Cass. Please help
That
things
you-
for me.
So that is how you create a website step by step with no step skipped. I hope you love your website and I hope you got a lot out of this video.
I don't think.
And just be amazed at what you
Because if they heard.
amazing.
Chris,
Yeah.
Cass, you want to chat?
can we have a
Uh,
chat,
You're
Chris?
round robin now?
I'm willing
I
to
mean,
have a
there's really
chat.
no reason to go off in a private
Give them
chat.
the Jay.
Well,
I mean, we
Wait, what?
Hello, Jay.
Right, hello. Okay, so I may have this solved. Can I have a hard claim with info?
Yes, I'm the mayor.
You're the mayor.
Yeah, I've been keeping myself very quiet, out the way.
Okay. Right, thank you for that. Right, I'm going to go back to Town Square and come out with mine.
Okay.
You did Jay and
Right.
Asterix.
So, obviously final three, I'm just going to come out now with what I've
okay.
been...
Jay,
Sorry.
before you do this, everyone here wanted to do a round robin. Jay and Chris, are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Fine.
All right. I will go ahead and mediate that then, and we will start with Linny. Linny, what
I'm the
is your
butler.
role? Okay. Asterix.
Raven's Keeper.
All right. Xena.
recluse. Zen of Kermit, recluse.
Okay. Jay.
I'm the librarian who saw Emma or Chris as the saint.
And Emma.
I am the saint.
Chris.
I am the mayor.
And Fraser.
Merwin.
The soldier.
All right.
And Cass.
Cass.
The fortune teller.
All
Any
right.
info?
What's your info? Yeah, please.
Yes. So my info is
You
night
should.
one. I tested Leonie and Jay, which is why I trusted them. Night two, I tested Chris and Emma, and got a yes. Night three, I tested Jay and Chris, and got a yes. Night four, I was going to test Jay and Emma. So obviously that means that
Who did you do on
But-
night 4?
Sorry,
Night
can you
four,
put
I
that
died.
information in the-
Sorry, sorry.
I was
Can
going
you put that information
yeah.
in the chat?
I'm writing it
Yes.
down.
Night one.
I
Sure.
will go ahead and say
Jay?
nomination.
What you were claiming. Could you repeat what you were claiming for me?
Here, I got it, Cass. I wrote it down.
Nominations are open.
What was Emma?
Okay.
Wait, what did Jay say their information was?
That one of Emma or Chris was the saint, and Emma kept claiming saint.
So day one, I had a chat with Emma. I basically claimed saint, to which she sort of laughed. I sort of stuck by the claim. Then, it was obvious that Emma knew I was double claiming her.
Also, I mean, from everyone else's point of view, Jay, me, and you could be the two evils.
Absolutely.
We're sort of confirming each other. But to help that case, Jay told Linny before talking to me that he saw a saint between me and Chris, and I spoke to Fraser on day one, and I told Fraser my hard claim that I was a saint before I even spoke to Jay. Just in case people are thinking that we're working together.
Yeah, Linny, can you confirm that?
Out of the table.
So I can confirm. And then I went to Emma and asked if she was a saint.
Yeah.
And she said
Yeah,
yes.
Emma claimed
So-
saint to me day one.
Okay, Lily,
I
can
didn't
you
want
just
everyone thinking they're together, they're confirming each other. Oh my god, this is awful.
Lily, can you confirm what I did to you as well? First chat with you,
Who was that?
Chris.
Yeah, he told me he was a mayor.
Okay.
I mean,
I can only see two possible worlds.
from my worldview, Chris has to be the demon unless Cass is evil or drunk.
Yeah.
Like Cass could be evil with Fraser, just getting Fraser off of it by pointing at me and Chris. Or Cass is legit good, and Chris, from my point of view, Chris is the demon.
Yeah. The moment the conversation as a group started yesterday, I realised that you were the saint, Emma. So that sort of put my head. Obviously, I didn't get the chance to do an extra check, but currently, as it stands, Chris is either the red herring or the demon.
But
Can I? Sorry to interrupt, but
Yes,
are
please.
Emma and Chris both claiming saint? I missed it.
No, I to start with, but I immediately come out and told Linny what I was, and later on, Cass, I come clean with Cass.
Okay,
Chris
can you
claimed the
just
mayor.
say your role? Because I still haven't heard it.
Maya.
Mayor, thank you.
Cass, yesterday when we were choosing between Asterix and Chris, when I said, shall we do Asterix over Chris, you said yes. If you had a ping on Chris, why would you not have said, no, we should do Chris?
I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything in the chat that everyone's thinking. Alright.
So, the reason I thought potentially Asterix over Chris was the fact that I'd not heard anyone say anything potentially what Asterix could be. The only person I had no information whatsoever on from any kind of conversation. And a mayor claim. And the moment I got that mayor claim, I knew you were the saint, basically. So it's like, I don't want to kill the mayor over someone I've got, potential mayor over someone I've got no information on.
Okay.
Can I ask a question then? Who did you have down as the Raven Keeper?
So initially, both Chris and Emma claimed Raven Keeper. Chris claiming Raven Keeper or Saint, and Emma claiming Mayor or Raven Keeper.
Oh my god, we claimed each other's roles.
That's
hilarious.
the thing that was the thing that tipped me off, that either Jay was drunk or Chris was lying.
Because when you said that, the problem is there. I had someone else claim them same two roles as well to me,
Yeah.
and that was Asterix. So when you said that, I thought you realised Asterix was the one that said that to me.
No, I hadn't realised that at all. I hadn't even
I
realised
haven't
God
actually,
had brought you
never managed to get to
Asterix.
speak to Emma at all. This is going.
Sorry, Chris and Asterix
Yeah.
were claiming the same too, right?
No,
They were both claiming
Asterix was
Raven
claiming
Keeper.
Raven Keeper and Mayor. So I knew he wasn't the Mayor,
Yeah.
but he was claiming Raven Keeper, and Cass said she heard of a Raven Keeper. So I thought that she knew Asterix. I thought she was speaking about
No,
Asterix.
I
but
think
then
I'm
I
she
going to
was
go ahead
speaking
and
about-
do the second call for nominations.
I think Chris
Sorry,
was talking about me at the point.
quickly, can I just ask Fraser, who knew
Yeah.
you were the soldier?
Up until today, Emma and Jay.
Okay, because I mean it is statistic, but we haven't had a night where there's not been any deaths. Which again, statistically can happen, but I was just curious if anyone else knew.
Did anyone else? No one else knew that you were Fraser. You were Fraser. You were the soldier. Did no one else know that, Fraser?
He claimed Undertaker to me, but I did not believe it.
Yeah. Well,
Investigator.
I mean, I think it makes sense to.
Yeah, I'm going to say
I don't
the
know,
roles
I
you
don't think it
lied
would
to
make
me
much sense
about.
to immediately claim soldier if
Sure.
unless I trust people. Especially in an 8-player game where a soldier, like if I do get targeted, that is actually pretty powerful. I don't know, unless M1G are just the evil team, I think we execute Chris today.
Yeah, but is Cass covering for you? Like,
Hang on, why?
No.
Why me? Can I ask him?
Why does Cass die at night? Why would Cass die at night?
Yeah.
to help the info be proven.
Yeah. The people that I've
Sure,
outright
Cass would
claimed-
start.
So
In the world where it's
basically
me, Cass Star matters to me.
So each day I've claimed to a different person, and only one person that day, I think. No, I think I claimed one night, one of them too. But I think I claimed to Leni, Jay. I'm not sure if I actually spoke to you one-on-one and fully claimed, Emma. I can't quite remember.
No, you gave me Papa Fortune Teller.
Yeah. However, last night I did outright claim to Chris. And I said that I think he's either the red herring or the demon. So either we've killed the Baron, and one of Fraser or Chris is the demon, or one of Fraser and Chris is the Baron, one of them's the demon. Is the way I'm currently seeing it.
Yeah, I also see it like that.
I think this is Cass is actually playing everyone here.
But if Cass is playing everyone, then Fraser's the demon.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on here because literally, I'm the mayor. I did tell me what she was yesterday, and the only people I spoke to yesterday was pretty much Cass.
Chris, if you're the
Right.
mayor, are you okay going to bed without executing tonight then?
I'm fine doing that. Yeah.
I'm about 90% sure it's Chris. If it's somehow Emma, then fair
If the
play.
majority
Lily,
of town
I
think
come
that Cass
straight
is
to
evil,
you.
you can
I come
win.
straight to you and told you I was mayor first conversation.
Yeah.
Didn't I?
Yeah, but obviously.
Fraser, are
demons
you
have
okay
loves.
going to bed
Especially when
without
you
it?
start using arguments like that. No,
No.
I mean, I'm waiting for a nomination, but if nobody else will, I will nominate.
I will push you guys for nominations in that case.
I
Can
will
I
nominate
ask-
Chris. Okay,
Fraser,
well, I'll let
nominate
Emma.
Chris.
Okay.
Fraser, why are you nominating Chris?
I mean, fortune teller information points towards it. Like, the only world where it's not Chris, I think that logically makes sense is where Cass is star passed, so. Otherwise, it's just Chris. That's what our fortune teller information tells us. Socially as well. Probably Asterix is the minion, but it could be a few other people. So yeah, if you're good, we need at least 3 votes on this, please.
Alright. And, no, you only need 2 votes. Chris, what is
We
your
need
defense?
3.
No, majority is 2.
Yeah, majorities do.
Right, but you would be able to tie it.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah. But mechanically you need 2. Chris, your defense.
I've told everybody. Like I said, I've come out to people as the mayor. I've kept myself hidden the whole game just because, and all of a sudden, I'm just getting pushed on by 2 people that sit next to each other that are corroborating each other with their information.
Alright.
So
Ghost,
I think we may have had a minion and demon, which are the 2 with their hands up at the moment.
Emma, I am
it's
going to
just
say
not.
whatever you tell me to vote, I will vote.
I don't know if you're good.
Emma, I trust
Emma,
Emma.
let's just.
I
need to
trust
vote on this.
Emma, Leni, and Jay, and that is it.
Yeah, I immediately trusted Lini in first conversation. That's why I come straight up to Lini.
Emma, you know when I'm evil. Am I evil?
Yeah.
I think this is
Not
just
sure.
obviously Chris, and we need the votes on this, so can we at least get
Okay.
3?
Um,
I mean,
I will let Ghosts be mindful of your vote.
nobody voting on final day.
If there is nothing else to add, I will run the vote. 2
I'm
is
just
needed.
scared.
I'm curious
You're gonna
who's
you're
the
gonna lose
minion
this
in this
game here,
world.
guys.
I mean, either way. if
I'm
we don't
curious
put
why
Chris-
Cass isn't voting when their information tells him it's Chris, but
I think if it's between Fraser and
Yeah.
Chris, I guess.
I think either way, like,
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Evil. Then.
I think it has
no,
to be
I don't
Chris.
think so.
I think it has to be.
It's a lot of votes.
5
I think we're fucked.
is enough, and I don't believe that it can be beaten. You can tie it if everyone were to vote.
If we can tie, if we think we want to,
however, I don't
if
think
it's
that's gonna happen.
Fraser, we can Mare win. If it's
I
Fraser.
don't think that's gonna happen, but I will give 10 seconds for
Okay,
anyone
but
else.
let's have that option just in case, because
I don't believe anybody's going to
Ten.
Chris,
listen to
Chris,
me
are you
anyway. So
genuinely?
9,
I am the mayor.
8, 7,
We could try to Mare
I
win.
think,
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
Asterix could be the Baron, so I think
4,
and they did not vote.
3,
So.
Yeah.
I'm the mayor.
that's exactly what my
2,
thought is, yeah.
1,
So I think we've lost this now. Anyway.
and the day comes to a close. Chris is executed and dies. And seeing as there are only 2 players left, the game is over. For real this time. My congratulations go to, with a clean sweep, the evil team.
Oh,
Well, was
no.
it? I told you I wasn't the demon.
I would. How do I reveal the roles to everyone?
You just read them
You,
out.
you just tell us.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a way to do it.
I
Um,
think
I-
you can
I will go
actually
ahead
click
and
to show them again, and
Oh, wait,
maybe
really?
that works.
You can always take a
all out
screenshot and
seats.
post
Yeah.
it. You can just take a
Does that as
screenshot.
well.
Okay,
Or
yeah,
just tell
I'm just gonna take a screenshot and post it.
Can we have like a round robin of who did what at night?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a roll call.
Cool.
However, the grimoire is in the Linnywood Bluff chat. Your demon, Emma.
I am so sorry, Jay.
No,
Jay,
Okay.
you're drunk.
Okay,
Fair balance,
this,
but, yeah.
this is
I was
gonna be.
right.
oh my god, the red herring as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's a red herring.
Okay, okay.
If Emma
I'm
hadn't
gonna
killed
go
me,
through
I would have
this.
got it.
I didn't
Yep.
kill you. I killed Chris every single day, and it
Okay.
didn't go through.
Okay. I'm gonna go through this. Okay. So, on night 1, you add Fraser, your Baron, add 2 outsiders to the game, and you had Emma, your demon, whose bluffs were Soldier, Undertaker, and Saint. Then you had your Librarian, Jay, who was actually your drunk, learned that either Emma or Chris was the Saint.
That's why you laughed as well.
I was like, that's one of my bluffs. You're definitely not the saint.
You had your fortune teller cast, who night 1 I believe picked who was it? Linny and Jay, and correctly learned a no. And you had Linny, your butler, pick Jay as their master. Then on day 1, you guys I believe did not execute anyone. But the main event that happened that day was Jay and Emma, who Jay got swindled into being essentially the 3rd member of the evil team.
Yeah, I was just unlucky.
You did not execute anyone, and on night 2, Emma chose to attempt to snipe Chris with the sniper rifle, but missed and shot Linny instead. Then,
That
once
makes
everyone
sense.
woke up, on day 2, everyone decided to execute. I believe it was. Oh no, Jay was executed day 1. Nobody was executed day 2. Right? That's what happened. It was one of the 2. Sorry. Actually, I can look at this. Where's the?
Yeah, so the demon gets 3 bluffs, but then they basically got a 4th with Saint.
I mean, Saint was one of the 3 bluffs they got, and
Oh,
also
that's fine. That's fair
Yeah.
too, yeah. But still, yeah, it was hard.
I spoke to Fraser on day 1, and I had already decided that I was going to claim Saint. And
Okay,
then
yeah,
Jay was just like, yeah, I'm the Saint. And I was like, no, I am. Just kind of fell into place.
I would actually say
Jay-
with that setup and the information that was given night 1, good teams win that game most of the time. But
I think you guys have like I think you guys have a grasp of what happened on the game now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that changed, because originally I was at Fraser and Emma and not Chris.
Mm.
Obviously, I correctly guessed Chris was my red herring and kind of got baited
Yeah.
into voting for him in the last night.
And you
Um,
did say Jay was drunk as well,
Yeah.
which I was impressed when you
Um,
said that.
So basically, if it hadn't been for the librarian information, my initial guess was Fraser and Emma based on the things that I had, and then I got.
Yeah.
Oh, by
I
the
was
way,
being told Emma was insane.
but by the way, I am going to just put this comment in here. Emma picked Chris every single night.
I cannot believe you did not kill Chris at some point.
Okay. The last day I considered it. Like the last night I considered it. It was
Yeah.
between Cass and Chris to who I killed.
I mean, to be fair, when you win the conversation with me and Chris, where I said, if I die tonight, then I'm voting you tomorrow.
No, I was not.
Oh, were you not? I
Um,
literally
yeah.
said that, yeah.
If you
I
had
was
actually
thinking-
killed Chris, that would have helped Good a lot.
Yes,
I was
because
thinking I need to give Good a way to win, and I don't know if Cass would make the right decision. Cass
by
would
the-
make the right decision on who to pick.
Yeah, so I was planning to pick Jay and Emma.
Oh,
So-
that was gonna be the right one. I didn't know if you were gonna pick Fraser and Jay or Emma and Jay. And I think it was more. I thought it was more likely you were gonna pick Fraser, so I
See,
killed
if
you
I-
instead of Chris to give the
If
opportunity for me.
even if I'd picked Fraser, I would have known it was Emma.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
didn't
honestly,
matter who I picked.
after
Emma was
Oh
the
yeah, I
demon.
guess.
if the imp tried to kill the mayor 2 or 3 times, I think you should just kill the mayor. Like they get one shot at not being killed. Because it would have helped us so much if the red herring mayor would have been killed.
Okay.
But
Look, then-
I mean, it's fair. I think Evil did a really good job.
I do
What's the
need
time
to.
limit?
Yes, Lieutenant, I saw your message. I was gonna answer that question. For another game, it would have to be in like 20-25 minutes. I do have something I need to get done, so I will run another if people are still here by then.
Yeah, I'll be joining you if it's right.
I would, but I won't be able to.
It's late for the UK people.
Yeah,
Is it?
I have
Oh yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
But
Yeah.
It's
half an hour ago.
midnight for me.
quick question. This is my first time like officially storytelling a proper game on the server. How do you guys think it went?
Good.
It's gone really good.
Really
yeah,
good.
I think you did well.
Well done.
All right.
I was particularly fond of my execution.
I will be back in half an hour or so.
I may or may not hear, so
Announcement: we are running another game tonight at 9 o'clock our time. So if y'all are interested in that and are awake, all of you UK people, please feel free to join and sign up.
What is 9 o'clock our time?
Yeah,
2
I mean the
a.m.
night owl.
Which
We have a
time
lot.
zone?
2 a.m.
It'll be 3 a.m. y'all. Yeah, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
Is it in the
I still
event?
might be
I think
there.
it's 3
Nothing to us.
3 a.m. tonight.
Yeah, 3 a.m.
Okay,
There are legit nights where we go to bed at 5.
yeah.
Right.
So, fun fact, I have autism and ADHD. I don't sleep.
Oh no, that doesn't
Sleep
sound
when we
good.
pass
You must
out.
be exhausted.
Good night, guys. I need to go.
No.